As the planet is covered in greenhouse gas emissions, the heat from the sun is trapped. This leads to climate change and global warming. The world is warming now faster than at any time in recorded history. Temperature increases are changing weather patterns and upsetting the natural order over time. This poses a serious threat to all life on Earth, including humans. In order to support the idea of sustainability, it is only fair and responsible to draw attention to the primary causes and consequences of climate change. Building energy use is one of the main effects of climate change. Due to the need for homes to use coal, oil, and natural gas for heating and cooling, they continue to produce a sizable amount of greenhouse gas emissions. Recent years have seen an increase in energy-related carbon dioxide emissions from buildings, because of rising energy demand for heating and cooling, rising air conditioner ownership, and increased electricity consumption for lighting, appliances, and connected devices. Over half of all electricity used worldwide is consumed by homes and businesses. Consuming too much. How much greenhouse gas is emitted depends on many factors, including how much energy you use at home, how you move around, what you eat, and how much waste you produce. The use of goods like plastic, electronics, and clothing has a similar effect. A sizable portion of the world's greenhouse gas emissions come from private households. The environment is significantly impacted by our daily actions. Global greenhouse gas emissions, which are higher than those of the poorest 50% of people combined, are primarily the fault of the richest 1% of the world's population. To accelerate climate action, governments, businesses, and members of civil society are working together on climate initiatives. The initiatives, which were launched at the UN's 2019 Climate Action Summit, are aimed at reducing emissions, tackling significant issues like jobs and gender equality, releasing funding, building sustainable infrastructure, utilizing nature-based solutions, and advancing adaptation and climate resilience. The United Nations also supports the shift to a low-carbon, sustainable economy that is fair and beneficial to everyone. Hotter temperatures. The rise in greenhouse gas concentrations is accompanied by an increase in the global surface temperature. The last 10 years, from 2011 to 2020, have been the warmest on record. The previous decade was the warmest on record since the 1980s. Almost everywhere on land is experiencing more hot days and heat waves. More severe storms. In many areas, destructive storms have grown stronger and more frequent. The extreme rainfall and flooding brought on by rising temperatures and increased evaporation of moisture result in more destructive storms. The warming ocean also has an impact on the frequency and size of tropical storms. Warm waters at the ocean's surface provide food for cyclones, hurricanes, and typhoons. Such storms frequently obliterate homes and communities, resulting in fatalities and substantial financial losses. Increased drought. As a result of climate change, water is becoming scarcer in more places. In already water-stressed areas, global warming makes water shortages worse. It also increases the risk of ecological droughts, which make ecosystems more vulnerable, and agricultural droughts that harm crops. In addition to causing destructive dust and sandstorms, droughts have the power to transport billions of tons of sand across continents. Land available for food production is shrinking as deserts spread. These days, a lot of people risk regularly running out of water. A warming, rising ocean the ocean absorbs most of the heat caused by global warming. Across all ocean depths, the rate of ocean warming has sharply increased over the last 20 years. The volume of the ocean rises as the temperature rises because water expands. Sea levels rise because of melting ice sheets, endangering communities on islands and in coastal areas. Additionally, carbon dioxide is removed from the atmosphere by the ocean's absorption of it. However, as the ocean becomes more acidic from increased carbon dioxide, coral reefs and marine life are put in danger. Loss of species. The survival of species on land and in the ocean is at risk due to climate change. These dangers rise as the temperature rises. More rapidly than at any other time in recorded human history, the loss of species is being exacerbated by climate change. Within the next few decades, 1 million species could disappear from the planet. Among the many dangers brought on by climate change are forest fires, extreme weather, and invasive pests and diseases. Although some species will be able to move and survive, others won't. Not enough food. A rise in hunger and poor nutrition around the world is attributed to factors, including climate change and an increase in extreme weather events. The productivity of livestock, crops, and fisheries may decline or be destroyed. Marine resources that feed billions of people are in danger due to the ocean's increasing acidity. The availability of food from herding, hunting, and fishing has been hampered by changes in snow and ice cover in many Arctic regions. Heat stress can reduce water supplies and grazing areas, resulting in lower crop yields and a negative impact on livestock. More health risks. The single greatest threat to human health is climate change. Air pollution, disease, extreme weather, forced relocation, stress on mental health, increased hunger, and inadequate nutrition in areas where people cannot grow or find enough food are just a few of the health effects of climate change. 13 million people per year are killed by environmental factors. Extreme weather events increase deaths and make it challenging for healthcare systems to keep up with the growing number of diseases caused by changing weather patterns. Poverty and displacement. The factors that cause and maintain poverty increase because of climate change. Urban slums may be destroyed by floods, which also destroy homes and livelihoods. Working outdoors in the heat can be challenging. Crops may suffer from a lack of water. Weather-related catastrophes caused an estimated 23.1 million people to be displaced annually on average over the past 10 years, 2010 to 2019, making many more people vulnerable to poverty. Most refugees originate from nations that are least able to adapt to the effects of climate change and are therefore most vulnerable. In conclusion, Consumer Trading Organization Limited will keep highlighting the importance of sustainability, social responsibility, and reducing the effects of climate change.